Hi, I'm Susan Pfeiffer, broker, owner, and realtor of Eagle Realty Property Management and Real Estate, as well as EXP. Wanted to take a moment and introduce myself and welcome you to the Eagle family. Since I haven't had an opportunity to actually sit with you directly to talk about your lease agreement, I wanted to take a moment just to hit some highlights on it to make sure that you understand. I know you're as busy as I am. Sometimes you don't have time to read every word of the agreement. So I just wanted to kind of go through, make sure that you understand the lease term, initial lease term for some properties are 1 year. For a majority, they're month to month. What that means is that either side, for any reason or even no reason, either side can give a 30-day notice after the term, can give a 30-day notice to terminate the lease. And again, this can be for any reason or no reason. It's the end of the lease term. Now you can renew your lease and just contact us and we can take care of that as well. As far as your security deposit is held in a trust account, your rent is due on the first of every month. It also goes into a trust account. Now be aware that the rent is due on the first of every month. So legally, if you're late on, you pay after the second, technically you're late on rent. However, we do offer a 5-day grace period before we charge the late fee. So as long as your rent is paid by the 5th, then you're good. But on the 6th, we charge the late fee, which is 5% of your rent amount. I'll do a separate video for eviction information on that, but hopefully we won't get to that point. As far as we talked about late payments, as far as your obligations as a tenant, it is your responsibility to use the property as it is deemed to be used, so as not to disturb other tenants. If we're having problems with neighbors complaining, then that does count as a violation against your lease. So if the police are coming out, the CPS comes out, and the police car parks in your neighbor's driveway, then that is causing an inconvenience to them. If you're involved in any criminal activity, either at the property or on the premises or even near the premises, that is a violation of your lease. It is your responsibility to keep your property in a safe and clean condition, to cause no unsanitary issues. We treat properties, in general, we treat them for pests, for bugs, prior to you moving in. Everything after that, after you move in, is a tenant responsibility. Now, obviously, if there's a major, infestation, please call us and let us know. We'll do what we can. But it is generally, it's a tenant responsibility for bug, pest, wasp, mice. That is a tenant responsibility. Do not dispose of trash anywhere that you're not supposed to. So make sure that trash goes in a trash can and it is picked up by either the city or county, or that you dispose of the trash properly. Do not pile it behind the shed out back. Do not pile it out on the back of the deck. That attracts the mice, the bugs. Therefore, that is kind of where the responsibility of the tenant paying for a pest comes from. Make sure that you are aware that you are responsible for any and all damage to the property. When you walk into the home, when you walk into your unit, you should be given, if you weren't, let us know. We'll provide it for you. You should be given a move-in checklist where you can go in and say, hey, that spot right there, that was on the wall when I moved in, or that refrigerator had a crack in the glass when I moved in, or that carpet had a stain right there when I moved in. You need to document the condition of your property as you move in, just as we have, because anything done to the property when you're ready to move out, it's your responsibility to return that property to the condition that it was given to you, barring any normal wear and tear. You live in the property for 8 years, you're probably going to have some spots on the carpet from where you walk in and out. Your refrigerator is going to be worn out. We understand this, but if you've only been in the property for a year and there are massive stains all over the carpet that was just installed prior to you moving in, we got a problem. So just be aware of that. Do not let your utilities lapse. That is a violation of your lease. If you know, make sure that the electric and water, if you have gas, natural gas service or propane service, make sure that you're taking care of that. You know, keeping those up to date, keeping those bills paid, because if the landlord gets charged for them, we're gonna have a problem. As far as smoke detectors, go through your unit and make sure that there should be a smoke detector in each bedroom. It should be on the ceiling about 2 foot from the door, and then there should be at least one in common area of the home. Now, if your house has a garage, a basement, or if it has any fireplace, if you use natural gas or propane, any of those reasons, you should have a carbon monoxide detector on each level. We can provide those as well. Please let me know if you get in your unit and you don't have that. We will get that taken care of. Right of entry to the property. It's important that you realize that this is landlord's property. You are paying to rent the property. However, the landlord does reserve the right to enter the property during reasonable hours. Obviously, we can't come at 2 o'clock in the morning, but if we need to enter the property anytime between 8 and 5, to make repairs, to do inspections, if you've given us notice to vacate, we have the right to show the house, even though you're still there. Your contract does cover that. And if in case of emergency, let's say, like I said, at 2 a.m., you know, I'm getting a call from the neighbor that water is flowing out your front door. We have the right to enter the property, whether you're there or not. So just be aware. Please cooperate with our contractors. We do include in our lease agreements, this isn't necessarily others, but we do include with ours that you are required to remain respectful with our contractors as well as our company representatives of the landlord and so forth. That is a violation of your lease if you call and cuss me out because I am enforcing your lease. That's a violation. Pets, make sure that you, if pets are even allowed at the property that you are renting, make sure that that you have read your pet addendum. You will need to go to our website at eaglerealtyofnc.petscreening.com and register each pet. There is a fee. I think there's like an annual fee to do that. If your pet is a legit service dog or emotional support animal, you'll have the documentation for that, so please upload that information to the website. That's what that website does, is they verify that information and takes that responsibility off of me to make sure that we're all legal. As far as your rental application, remember I've probably made my decision to approve your application and to place you based on your application. If you placed on your application that you have no pets and all of a sudden your dogs are running in the backyard and the landlord comes up and says, "Hey, why are these dogs in that house?" You can't claim that you were never told. You didn't put it on your application. So I need to know if you have a pet. Let me know. Let me know who's living in the property. It is we do charge violation fees if they're unauthorized pets. We do charge violation fees if they're unauthorized tenants. So if you did your application saying that you're the only person moving in the house, but then 2 weeks later you move your boyfriend, your girlfriend, and their kids into the house, that's a violation of your lease. You need to make me aware, and we need applications on anyone 18 or over. As far as duties upon termination, when you are ready to move out, it is your responsibility to make sure that you've paid all of your utility services. Make sure that you've removed all of your personal property from the house. Trash, leftover hangers, whatever. Everything needs to be out of the house. The house needs to be returned to the same condition as it was when you took possession. Same condition or better when you took possession barring normal wear and tear. You've been there for 6 years and there's some spots, it's okay. You've been there for 6 months and all the blinds have been ripped out, it's not okay. If you're using a fuel tank, so let's say a propane tank, it is your responsibility to fill it back up prior to you moving out, so that the next tenant has fuel, because that's the way you should have been provided with it. That is pretty much it. If you have any other further questions that I have not addressed at this point, please give me a call. I look forward to speaking with you. You have a great day.